you, my man. You look great with blue on. Hey, there's Regional Director, Mr. Julian Lewis, front and center. Man, I like that shirt. Thank you, sir. Hey, Mr. Ryan Swallow in Sacramento, California. Good morning, 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 good morning. Miss Belinda Batiste, thank you so much. Mr. Brian Baker, Regional Director out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Good morning. Miss Caroline Baker, part of the bakery organization. Miss Celia out of Woodland, California. Thank you so much. Christina, it's good seeing you. Daryl Ranson, thank you so much in Nashville, and also one of our best school teachers in Nashville, Miss Dominic Young. Good morning to you, young lady. Mr. Ed Smith, thank you so much. Mr. Mills, Harris Mills down in Fresno, thank you. Mr. Ismail, que paso, senor? Oh my goodness, Miss Konohara in Japan. Good morning, young lady. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Miss Castro, it's good seeing you there in Phoenix, Phoenix, Arizona, I'm sorry. Mr. Payon out in Japan. Wow, I love it, love it, love it. Marie, good morning. Regional Director, Mr. Marvin Carter out of Fresno, California. Good morning, sir. Kathy, good morning. Mr. Gaston up in Nashville. Thank you, sir, for being on here. Mr. Carter down here in San Diego. Good morning, good morning. And also in San Diego, Miss Eileen. She is a quiet thunderball, and she's just so sweet. Frank and Patricia Bowman up in Elk Grove, California. Thank you so much. And one of our very own who's running the race to get the regional director, Mr. Ed Navarro. It's on and cracking. You and Mr. Brian, let's run, 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 run. My money's on you, sir. He's sleeping in, but my money's on you, Mr. Ed Navarro. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much. Look at Mr. Julian Lewis laughing at that one. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. As you know, it's Throwback Thursday. It's what? Throwback Thursday. And I sent the flyer out about Throwback Thursday. I sent the flyer out. You know, one thing I love about these flyers, I can use them all the month. So I thank you all for that. Thank you all for being on the call today. I'm just excited about having our leader back. Yes, you know, he's been with us every Thursday on Throwback Thursdays, and one of the favorite trainers, and always have a very great methodical message to bless everybody with, and I love him dearly. He's a family man. He's got a beautiful daughter who spent some time with, and I just love how he cherishes her when we're down in Bahamas. Remember Mr. Lance? Bahamas. There you go. Oh, and Mr. Lance Kelly, thank you so much for joining the call as well. And I want to thank him for all the blood, sweat, and tears he's done to build his business. And what I mean by blood, sweat, and tears, you know, because he's got his journals, and I love he goes to his journals and go back and regurgitate messages and things we need to learn from. And you've always heard me say he's one of the co-founders, go-to guys. What do you mean the go-to guy, Mr. Thomas? The co-founders call him up to have him do presentations, some trainings, because he just does it in such a great way, laid back, kick back. And by the way, before I bring him up, Miss Evelyn Phibbs did a wonderful, 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 amazing job yesterday. I don't know if you guys got it, but she did an outstanding job yesterday. Hey, go back to the channel, Destiny International, and rewatch that one. But today, oh my God, today is Throwback Thursday. What? It's Throwback Thursday. And we're going to throw it back to the great Mr. Dean Tarrolly to come on and share some more wisdom as he's known. So, ladies and gentlemen, can we give a great round of applause to our guest speaker, Mr. Dean Tarrolly. Thank you so much. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Mr. Tarrolly. I know you're out there.
Mr. Thomas, how are you?
Where are you? There you are, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, I am here, man. I am here. I am in the room. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Now we see you, sir, with a big old smile on your face.
Hey, you know, thank God we got some coffee because, you know, that sometimes when you have a late night, we have a lot going on right now. We have a lot going on, working in some new legs, some new teams, something we're going to talk about today. You guys, it's been a lot of fun being with you guys this month. I'm sure we'll figure out when the next go around of that might be, but you guys, I kind of start every call with you all and Mr. Thomas the exact same way. A, hope everybody is safe and happy and healthy. B, recognize we all know we're going through, this is the craziest time that I can remember as an adult. And in fact, you want to know what? This is the craziest time I can remember. I mean, it's just nuts, isn't it? And it's like, and it's crazy. And I'm going to tell you why. Because we're trying to, I think, as rational human beings, hopefully most of us are rational, at least to a degree. We're trying to apply rational thinking to irrational actions. and irrational behavior and irrational, just illogical, like and it creates so much frustration in trying to rationally figure out irrational events. And man, that's frustrating. So I was thinking about this. I have a couple things to go over today, and I think it's pretty important. Number one is this, is when someone is trying to figure out and rationally understand something that just logically makes no sense, that can really be challenging. And then what happens? We start questioning. We start questioning validity. We start questioning truth. We start questioning ourselves, our abilities. Can we do this? Just applying these thoughts to what we're all going through, to what it is that we do. And here's what I want you to know. I don't want you to question yourselves until you've tested yourself. That's not fair. Don't question your abilities until your abilities have been tested. In fact, now I have to take my own notes here. Hang on one second, because this is going to go into something that I already have prepared. So hang on. So check this out. So I said, don't question yourself until you test yourself, right? So check this out. This is important to understand. You know, Al Thomas put this together, these calls, and I know that you guys have other trainers and stuff, and you know, I've caught it sometimes when I can, and here's what I know. The reason why Al can talk about the things that he talks about is why. He's been tested. Right? So what puts someone in a position to be willing to be tested? Maybe that means you getting the courage to go out and start getting some customers and knocking out these points. Maybe that means for you finally to decide to learn this presentation so you can start present. It could be any number of things. What gets you guys, this is so important when you're talking about the development of leadership. What puts someone in a position and a mindset to be willing to be tested and have the inevitable result of that test, which could be what? Here's what it is. Watch this. It could be pass or it could be fail. See, if you're not willing to be what have we talked about in the last few weeks? We talked about things like getting out of the stands and getting onto the field, right? Getting out of the stands and getting into the field. Well, what does that mean? That means you have to be willing, you have to be open, you have to have the courage to face the result based on your what? Performance. Now, we know in ACN, even if you do everything perfectly, that in no way, shape, or form is a guarantee that someone's going to join your team, because we have to meet people where they are, not necessarily where we are. And you know what's interesting about that? I actually heard that from a business partner of mine, experienced in business, but he was new in ACN. And I thought there was a lot of value in that. Guy said, you got to meet people where they're at. So here's what's interesting about that for a group of up and coming leaders like you guys. How do you meet someone where they're at, but still have the same message? Your message has to be strong. Your message has to be compassionate. Your message has to be inclusive. Your message has to be appealing. Like, there's a lot of things that go into making a message that would move someone into action. So And I promise you guys, hopefully if you've learned anything or gotten anything from me, the however many months we've been doing this, everything is going to get tied in full circle. So get these notes down. Okay. Get these notes down. So this time that we're in, and that includes what we do as a business, especially this time that we're in, uncertainty, trying to create calm out of chaos, trying to logically understand something that's illogical. Okay, here goes. So I want you to remember that's where we left off. Check this out. Last week, and I really love how Al at the end kind of like picks out certain things that hit him and kind of like maybe summarizes a few things or just goes into some highlights of whatever the call is. And the reason why I think that's so great is he's the most experienced person on this call, me included. So isn't it interesting to hear from someone who's had more experience in this industry than any of us, maybe the things that stood out to him. So last week, if you guys remember, we left off and what I covered was 4 progressions, if you will. There was peaking, promotion that leads to a paycheck, and ultimately, can someone remember what the 4th one was? That gives you what? Proof. Thank you, Julian Lewis. Shocking. He'll be RVP, what, I don't know, maybe before the end of the hour. That's predictable. That's predictable. Peak. Well, part of what we talked about in peaking, what are some of the other ones? There's presentation, there's embracing the process, there's knowing that you have a playbook. You're working to help someone get promoted. You want promotions. That leads to people's paychecks, and that's proof. Well, here we go, folks. So here's where we pick up from last time, right? You guys have everybody here knows. Oh man, I hope you guys get this. I'm actually really excited to go over this with you. Okay. By the way, Al, can you hear me okay? Am I coming through? Okay, cool. So check this out. When you apply for a job, just think about this. I don't care what the job is. I don't care. We're applying for a job and we get the interview and you're sitting across from the person who's interviewing you. You typically provide them with what? Or they already have your what? Your resume. Mr. Lewis has it. Your resume. So let's talk about this for a second. And by the way, I am assigned to be direct by Mr. Thomas. He's already given me permission. So I hope you guys are ready. By the way, can I get either a thumbs up or a nod or a smile? Are you guys ready for this or no? Are you sure? Okay. Are you okay? All right. Here comes Pat. I'm looking at you, Pat. Are we good? Okay, good. Here we go, you guys. I see you, Casey. All right. So here's what's up. When you sit down at the interview, you're giving them your resume, or they already have you. Typically, they'll already have your resume. You sent it online or whatever. So what's it for? What's the resume for? Well, let's talk about it. Or you guys will listen and I'll give you my opinion. The resume is to show your credibility, right? The resume is to show your credibility. The resume is to show the person that you're interviewing with and to create a level of believability in your ability to be able to do the job that you're interviewing for. It's to give the employer security that you are a good choice to be able to handle the task that would be assigned to you based on the job that you're interviewing for. That's what a resume is. A resume is, look what I've done. So if a resume is, look what I've done, this, as someone typed, this got me in the door. A resume is, look what I've done. So really a resume, based on last week's discussion, A resume is what? Proof. It's proof. So let's stop screwing around with this group. For real, I'm not kidding. Like, this is it. This is the last one, whatever. Let's stop screwing around. So here's my question for you. For all of you who want to be coached and really want this to work, here's my question for you. And you guys need to figure this blank out. You need to figure this out. Al figured it out. Let me tell you something. I guarantee you no one spoon-fed Al Thomas Network Marketing 101. He went and got the information from where it was given. So check this out, you guys. Here's our locker room. If a resume creates credibility in you, believability in your abilities, and security for the person that's hiring you, here's my question, and it is extremely direct to each and every one of you, okay? What's your ACN resume? What is it? I'll tell you what it comes down to. An ACN resume is comprised of two things, okay? It's comprised of two things. It's comprised, number one, of your training. Have you been to a national? Do you stay plugged into events like this, like Mr. Thomas does? What is your training? Do you know on a resume, what is one of the sections of a resume? Education. What is your level of what? Education. But then comes the big part. What is your experience? What is your experience? How's your ACN resume, you guys? You need to figure this out. And by the way, if I can give you some advice, you know, I guess kind of like as a coach, you need to figure it out fast. And I'm going to tell you why. Because someone with a resume who is better than yours is going to talk to someone you know. And that person is going to roll with them. I'd be like, Dean, you know, you're always so positive. Dude, let me tell you something. This may be the most positive conversation we've had yet. This is a call to action. This is a cup of coffee. This is an espresso shot for you guys. I mean, freaking figure this out, man. Like I'm telling you right now, you got to figure this out. So if your resume is based on training and your resume is based on experience and the environment, the leadership, the company, I'm going to talk about that in a minute, provides all these areas for you to get trained. Now it's, what is your experience? What are some of those things? What do some of those things look like? Ready? How about this? Are you at 75 points? That can go on your resume. Why is that important? That pays you through all 5 levels of your business. Well, you might be looking at, well, Dean, I don't even have 5 levels. Why do I need 75 points? Don't do ACN, but do us all a favor. Do us all a favor. Look. That's like the person who says, when I get in shape, I'm going to the gym. When I get in shape, I'm going to start that diet. They got the right words in the wrong order, you guys. Do the business with the expectation of the accomplishment that you signed up for. So what's your resume? So here we go. I'm going to break this down in training and experience. So training, here's the deal. Follow Al. Whatever he says to plug into it. Wherever he says to be, whatever Saturday trainings, whatever product trainings you guys do, whatever things you guys do throughout your week, stay plugged in. You know, I love having lots of different experiences with teachers, but I follow a few, right? I follow a few. They're doing this, and this team is doing that, and this team is doing this. That is, look. You guys, I don't want you guys to become PMAs, professional meeting attenders. Like, that's not why you signed up in ACN. I hope you signed up in ACN to advance and build a business that has a chance at creating a lifestyle that is appealing for you and your families, to give you some freedoms to do the things that you want. Guess who has a very good shot of doing that? Somebody with a long ACN resume. By the way, I'll give you a quick shot. Check this out, you guys. Just you can put your pens down. Let's just check this out. You know what I know about Al Thomas's resume? You know what I know? I'm gonna tell you something. Senior vice president who has promoted multiple regional vice presidents. You know what I know about Al Thomas's resume? A consistent, repeat Circle of Champions member. You know what I know about Al Thomas's resume? National trainer at our biggest events that the company has. You know what I know about Al Thomas's resume? Committed to his ACN business, even more committed than all the people on his team. Why? He runs this every single day. That is an easy resume. I could go through Julian Lewis. I could go through any of the regional directors, and I can show you how they're starting to build a resume. But it's not a resume of training. It is a, by the way, write this down. It is a resume of results. We want to build a resume of results. I know Mr. Thomas, if he had his choice, he would do everything in his power to make sure that every person on this call has a minimum of 75 to 100 personal customer points and is more than halfway, or if not all the way to regional director. See, because what happens at regional director, that's where decision time comes in. Because everything changes at regional director. You ETLs on this call, people that maybe aren't even ETL, everything changes at regional director. And let me tell you something, and let me be very direct with you. You are not going to become a leader when you hit regional director. That is not when it happens. That is not when it happens. You will become a leader well before that promotion happens. And now you're just getting paid for the work that you did. Any thumbs up? Is this making sense to anybody? Hitting anybody? Getting anybody? Okay, cool. So let's go back to the training and the experience in your ACN resume, which is really your ACN life, right? So let's go back to it. So, oh shoot, you know what? I'm gonna bring up, let me find this. You guys, you gotta bear with me for a second. By the way, at this point in the training, if there was hold music, thanks, Chris. If there was hold music, that's when this would be going on right now. So bear with me for a second. I mean, I could actually, I mean, if I wanted to, I guess I could throw some tunes on, but I'm not gonna do that. Hit you guys with some Van Halen or something. All right, hold on one second. Hang on. I'm going through one of my trainings here because I want to make sure that you guys have this information before I finish my last training for you guys here. So, okay, perfect. Here we go. And let me go here. And whoever is, it's funny, Dwayne. Whoever is in control of the Zoom, let me just see. Okay, I'm a co-host. All right, cool. Thanks. Man, you guys are good. You guys are like a well-oiled machine here. Okay, cool. So let's talk about this for a second. So we know that training and experience are the two key components to your ACN resume. So there are some events coming up that you need to know about. And this is not from Al, this is not from me, this is from the company. And we were on a regional director call, and Mr. Thomas, I can only assume, and I know I shouldn't, but I assume that people know about the upcoming events, the national events coming up.
You could go ahead and share it with them. Some people
perfect.
may not have heard of it, but go ahead and share.
Yes, sir. All right, so cool, you guys. So check this out. Here goes. So let's talk about training. Okay, let's talk about training. So, whoops, let me go back. So here you go. So Saturday, September 12th, from 12 to 2 Eastern. So for us on the West Coast, from 9 to 11, an ETL and above leadership training. Guess what should get in the way of this training for all of you? Nothing. Nothing. You guys were talking about 2 hours on a Saturday. Figure it out. Now here's the key. If the two pieces of a resume are your training and your experience, now the question as a network marketer, as someone who thinks about how to build this business properly and how to create duplication in their business, it should not be about you being at this training. That should be a given. That should be like, that's not even a conversation. Look, if you're working, you got to let your employer know, look, man, I have a something, I am unavailable. I am unavailable for work from 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, September 12th. I have a personal obligation. I'll be good by 1, or whatever your time frame is. I'll be good right after it. I'll be good leading up to it, but not during that window of time. So now here's the issue. It's not about you being on the call. How many people are you going to promote to executive team leader before then? You guys want to go regional director. You want to freaking go regional director. How many people are you going to promote to ETL? How many people in 3 separate teams are you going to promote to executive team leader? So you have your up and coming leaders getting trained by the co-founders and the top producers in the company. That's ACN. So that's the first one. Training. Remember, there's training and experience. Here's the next one. Tuesday, October 6th. Leadership Certification Conference. I'm going to come back to that one in a second. Please screenshot this. Saturday, September 26th. It's the North American Level Up event. That is a virtual national training. ACN, the culture of ACN is built on these events. Well, guess what? You guys, the co-founders are as bummed out as anybody that we can't all get together. They understand the power of these events. And let me be very clear with you in terms of training. For those people on your team, man, it's all sizzle, no substance. It's a bunch of hype. First of all, they're wrong. Second of all, there should be a little hype and sizzle in any big event. I mean, you guys, could you imagine if they got 20,000 people together and everybody took out their notebooks and there was a guy standing at a podium reading stuff? Like I'll pass. Like pass. By the way, that's a hard pass. I'm not even open to that conversation. But when someone goes, dude, there's training and there's promotion and lasers and music and light and stuff and the most unbelievable business training that you'll ever get. Dude, that sounds awesome. I mean, the worst case scenario is they go, I got to see this. I got to see it. Dude, what are you talking about? Like, I got to see this. And everyone leaves the international training the same way. Well, clearly we can't all get together right now. So this is what we have to do. So the first one is September 12th for you ETLs. The second one is the North American event, the Level Up Zoom event, where it's going to be a national training in a box, basically. It is going to be as much as they can put into that 4-hour window of time to sustain us through the end of the year until we can figure out what's going to happen in 2021, when hopefully the world opens up again and we can get some dates and we're all getting together. And it's going to be, by the way, it is going to be hugging and handshaking and high-fiving and elbow bumping. It's going to be all that stuff. So that's the second event. That is a what? Training. You need to get this training on your what? Resume. And then the last one that I want to tell you about is this. And by the way, if you're not really super serious about your ACN business, fairly, I don't even know why you'd be on this call with someone like Mr. Al Thomas. But if you are, this is what you need to know. You need to burn this in your head. There it is. Tuesday, October 6th, the Leadership Certification Conference for all newly promoted regional directors and regional directors who have never attended one of these events. Now, typically we fly to Charlotte for 2 days. We go out there, you get trained in person, they feed you, they do all this stuff. Really, it's really phenomenal, but we can't do that. So you guys, I'm telling you right now, listen to me. Take a shot. Take a shot. When we're done, I would tell you guys, let Mr. Thomas know. Mr. Thomas, please, please help me get to regional director by Tuesday, October 6th, because I need to be at this event. I need this leadership certification conference on my what? On my resume. I need this on my resume. And for those of you on this call right now that think, well, dude, I only have 96 points right now. There's no way I can do it. You're already out. Just thinking that way, you're already out. You know why? Because what you thoughts are things, and they're so powerful. You guys, what if this happened? What if you're at 96 points and you go for it? And you're the story that everybody is talking about someone who made a decision and they got regional director done in 6 weeks. What if that's you? Give me a reason that I should buy that you can't do that. Everybody is a decision away from doing something like that. A decision away. So now we're doing something to build your resume. By the way, what happens when you build your resume? What happens when you start adding training? When you build your resume and you have training, you're getting skills. Skills leads to performance. Performance leads to results. That's how this works. So you guys want me to do, I'm opening up the book for you. That's how this works. You just have to decide if you want to get into that training. And how hard are you going to work? Here's the greatest thing about the LCC. It's earned. It's earned. You're all of a sudden on this training, and you're on this training with all the up and coming leaders that you're going to go through the same journey to regional, and ultimately one day, even I include myself in this, the journey that I have to go to get into Mr. Thomas's club, senior vice president. You guys, success in ACN is not for the chosen few. It's for the few that choose. And there's a handful of people who choose to do this. Okay, so now I'm going to stop the share, and I'm going to share something again in a few minutes. So hang on one second, you guys. Okay, cool. So is this making sense to anybody on the call or no? Okay, excellent. So now we have training and we have experience. We got to get into this experience thing for a second here before I wrap up this last training. So check this out. Your experience, your actual factual experience on your resume comes from only one thing. There's only one. Now, training can happen in lots of different ways. I gave you guys 3 great things to add to your training resume in ACN. But experience only comes from one thing. Would you guys care to know what it is? Action. It only comes from action. You can't even get a result until you have action. You can't get something to monitor until you have action. You have nothing to, you don't have anything to measure unless there is action to be measured. And I'm not going to go into any training on what the actions are in ACN. I think I've covered that, getting customers, building teams, peaking people, creating a daily method of operation that works for you. All those things that I've challenged you over the course of the weeks that we've been together. But now it's listen, you guys, listen, here's the deal. It's put up or shut up time. It's what it is. It put up or shut up. And by the way, I don't mean that in a mean way. Mr. Thomas knows me. I've known Julian for years. But I have an obligation to be direct with you. So if you don't take action, if this doesn't advance your business, if you don't move forward, it's not on Al and it's not on me. It is squarely and completely and 100% on you. And you want to know why I know that's true? Because ACN pays checks every week. They send checks to people every single week, or they do direct deposit every single week. So that's not the question. The question is, are you doing the things to deserve a check? I don't know. I don't, as I don't know all of your businesses. I know Doug Soto's business. Doug's on my team. I know Doug. I don't know who else is on my team here, but there's people that plug into this call. I know his business. I know he's building in Latin America. I know he has people that have joined the team this week. I know that he's had people getting customer qualified. So I know Doug has money coming into his account. But see, here's the thing, you guys. What my hope for you is this. I want to give you guys 2 choices. Okay. See, this always happens, Mr. Thomas. You guys get me all these phases. You guys get me all riled up. Okay. So check it out. Like I needed more coffee, right? So check it out. By the way, no apologies in advance for what I'm about to say, because that's do with it what you want. Okay, check it out. If you have a choice to be the most experienced, knowledgeable, informed IBO, you know every team's call, all their trainings, all their, you're getting this information from this person and this information from this person, and you're seeing the schedule that they do this, that, and other, and you haven't made a check. What's the value? Thanks, Bill. Thanks, Al. Thanks, Julian. Now, I'm going to give you a different example. You plug into Mr. Thomas's call, hopefully on a daily basis if you can, because it's not that long, and it starts to create, it's a routine that turns into a habit. It's a routine that turns into a habit, and then you plug in and you get good at getting a little bit of courage to peak some people. and you get someone on one of the calls that maybe Mr. Thomas or one of the other great RDs on this call does, and they're interested. And then you schedule a private business Zoom, which is what we do, and you have that new person and a few other people on, and you get your first rep or two, or maybe you haven't, maybe you've been in for a long time and your business is stagnant, but now you take this action, right? That's an experience that would go on your resume, and next thing you know, between now and the end of the month, 2 or 3 people join the team, and by this time next month, some of those people earn the $200 bonus plus the $300 bonus. A $500 bonus is earned by somebody on your team because you took action. Now, you can be the first person or you can be the second person. Which one do you want to be? Absolutely, you want to be the second person. You guys, look. I cannot pay my bills with someone else's knowledge. I can, however, pay my bills with someone's knowledge put into action. That can pay bills. That can pay bills. So your experience means, as a leader, as an up and coming leader, for someone who wants to become a regional director, here's what that really translates to. And I said this word in a big way once before in this call. What, you guys, I'm asking you this, I'm challenging. In fact, let me see how many cameras are on here. Hang on one second. What's up, Ray? Let's see here. Let me see who's, oh, I got Edmund Smith on. What's up, Ed? Okay, let's see who's, okay, cool. Here's the question, right? Here's the question. What result are you getting between now and August 31st, September 1st? What result are you getting? What result are you getting? A new person on the team? How about this? Are you going to present to a minimum of 10 people over the course of the next few days? 10, not 100, 10. If you did 100, watch what happens. By the way, you get 100 exposures between now and the end of the month, I can predict your future. I know what's happening. By the way, you're on your way to that LCC conference. That I can tell you. But let's just talk about this for a second, for one quick second before we wrap up. What are you doing? Look, I know everybody on this call wants to be regional director by the new year, if not sooner. And all the hands go up and everybody does a thumbs up. Absolutely, that's what I want. I'm committed to doing that. Great. Well, if you go backwards from that, then you got to go from the new year, you got to go backwards to the next big event. Well, the next big event, that would be the LCC in the middle of October. And before that, that's going to be the national training in the middle of September. And before that, you have to go back to the ETL training that's going to be at the beginning of September. And then before that, you have to go to the end of August, which is the beginning of September. And in August, we have this bonus that's ridiculous that's not being extended. How leaders don't use those bonuses to create, watch this, you guys. I told you this all comes full circle. Follow me. Are you guys keeping up with me today or not really? Okay, check this out. Follow me, follow me. If you take this bonus that the company has for the month of August and you use that bonus to advance your business, create production, and get a result, you have added to the experience side of your resume. There's your what? Proof. There's your proof. Is this conversation for the faint of heart? Probably not. Did some people go, man, I wasn't really planning on starting my day that way. But you want to know what? If you really want ACN to happen, you'll remember this conversation and realize, look, I need to be in the proof business. How about this? How about this? I haven't even said it this way before. You need to be in the dream business and the proof business. The dream business gets them in. The proof business keeps them in. How many times when we present our resume to an employer, how many times does the employer or the interviewer look at us and go, hey, Al, so man, your resume pretty impressive. So tell me about your dreams. Tell me about your goals. Like, what do you want to do? It's not what they do. Hey, what makes you the person for this job? Isn't that the things they say? They look at you and they go like this. Hey, Al, what makes you the person for this job? Or, hey, Al, what would you say are your biggest assets that could help us take our company to the next level, our department? I don't think people ever say, hey, Al, thanks for coming into ABC Company. I saw your resume. It's awesome. Tell me about your dreams, man. Like, what do you want to do? Like, what's important to you? Like, what's in your heart? By the way, do you know that 99.9% of the time, the answer that would come out of his mouth has nothing to do with the place that he's sitting in the job he's interviewing for? What he would say, if he's going to be a truthful person, which he is, what he would say is, well, you know what? I want to be with my kids. You know what? I want to get their college education secured. You know what? I've always had a dream of living in the Caribbean. You know, I've always had a dream of writing a book, a novel. In fact, let me tell you about it. That doesn't happen in an interview, right? So the reason I'm telling you guys this is if you can build your training resume and you can build your experience resume, I'm telling you, you're on your way to regional director and regional vice president. The only difference is this, you guys, just know this as I wrap everything up, just know this. The reason why Julian Lewis is on his way to regional vice president is because he has a resume worthy of that. That's it. The reason why Al Thomas has 3 letters that start with an S on the pin that he wears on his lapel is he has a resume that is worthy of that. So if you guys are thinking to yourself, man, well, this whole thing that he's talking about is a resume. I mean, I thought this was the opposite of a job. Like, I'm not trying to put together a resume. Then you didn't get the conversation. You didn't get the conversation. It's an ACN resume. It's an ACN resume. And you all have the opportunity. You all have the opportunity. You all have the ability. See, here's the greatest thing, right? You guys, here's the greatest thing. And I'm going to show you something quick before I wrap up here. Hang on. Let me pull this over. So I can do this.
Sir, why are you pulling that up?
Yes,
will you repeat again so people can write it down? We need to be in the proof business and in the dream business.
Yeah, so here's the deal. The dream gets you started. The proof keeps you, right? The dream, right? The dream gets you started. And by the way, parenthetically to that, let me just add something, right? Just an addendum to this. So check this out. Right? So the dream, look, we're always dreaming. Leaders are dreamers. Like, I'm dreaming right now. Like, we always are dreaming for what it is that we want to do, what we want to accomplish. So that never ends. I'm simply saying in the process of it, a dream that becomes reality, the hope that something works and the proof that it did work, that should fuel more dreams. But when you're getting started, you know, the dream gets you started and the proof keeps you going. Like, the proof is, I mean, the result is what like, dude, I wanted to do this. I took a shot. It actually worked. I listened to my leader. He or she went out of their way to help me. And I have the proof that this works. And now you start to become bulletproof. Nobody can mess with you. So check this out. I hope that helps, Mr. Thomas. Okay, cool. So check this out, you guys. Let me share something with you real quick. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to do, which one am I going to do first there's actually a third one I can show you. But Mr. Thomas, all you have to do is tell me when I need to shut up and we need to be done, and I'll be done. So let me show you guys. All right, I'm going to show you this one first. Okay, cool. So you can screenshot this if you want. I don't care. So let's see here. Let me do this. And Mr. Thomas, if you want, depending on our time, and if we need, like I said, just, you can pull the hook on me anytime you want. Okay, so here we go. There you go. You screenshot that. Wait, hang on, and hang on a minute. Let me do this, and let me do this, and let me do this, and let me do this. So, can you see that? Can you guys see that? One reason people resist change is because they focus on what they have to give up instead of what they have to gain. Changing a schedule, changing some habits, changing who you surround yourself with, right? Like, one reason people resist change is because they focus on what they're giving up instead of what they have to gain. So you have to think about this. Why did you sign up an ACN? You know, what do you, look, you guys, if you had all the things and were doing all the things to become a senior vice president, I got news for you, you'd already be one. Same with me. Clearly, I have some work to do. I'm not where I'm at, where I want to be. I'm not where my destiny has called me in this yet. So I hope you guys take a screenshot of that and remember this. One reason people resist change is because they focus on what they have to give up. Oh man, give up another show, give up another ball game, give up hanging up with my friends, giving up that sleep on Saturday morning, man. You don't understand, dude. Like that's like, I got to sleep. I'm working all week, man. Like I'm having to do double time because of Corona and everything. And now you want me to get up Saturday morning and get this train done? Yes, yes. So let me do this. Let's see if I can. Let's try this one. You guys ready for the next one? Here goes. Oh, hang on a minute. So get rid of that. And let me do this and this. Whoops. And this and that. The struggle you're facing is a test to see if you're truly committed to the life that you say that you want. That's up to you. The struggle you're facing is a test to see if you're truly committed to the life that you say that you want. I think that's so valuable. I think it's so important to know that you can embrace that. That's what separates the winners from everybody else. It's what separates the participants from the spectators. And we don't want you to be a spectator in ACN. We want you to be a participant and one day a winner to whatever degree you want. And by the way, for the record, if ETL is where you said you wanted to go and you did it and you're a part of this and you're a part of this culture and that's what you're getting out of this, good for you. And I'll be the first one to congratulate you. But please don't be the person that says that you want so much more out of this and you're not willing to do those few extra things. Because remember, what it was 2 or 3 months ago, I think it might have been like from a Darren Hardy thing, or it might have been from, what you're doing speaks so loud, I don't hear what you're saying. I want to be there. I want to go RVP. Well, I didn't see on Saturday training. Oh, I can't make every Saturday training. Really? The RVPs do. They figured out a way to put that into their training resume. So, Mr. Thomas, I want to, you can let me know if I have a 1 minute to find one other thing that I think will give everybody a lot of.
Go ahead and find it. Go ahead and find it. And I'm going to recap what you just showed.
Do it.
When the first one came up, I just heard over and over in my head, Greg Parmesan has pounded this in our head for the 10 years solid that I was a COC member. Every time we hear from the stage, even our COC meetings, what are you willing to give up to go up? And I'm sure a lot of you folks on the call have heard that from the stage zillions of times. And that's what it said on those two to me. What are you willing, what are you willing to give up to go up to the next level in your business?
Let's see here. Hang on.
Reasons.
Keep going, Mr. T. I'm looking.
No, I'm going to talk about this tomorrow night. I've got on happy hour. I'm going to kind of highlight these two slides again with some funny stuff to go with it. You just blessed me with my message for tomorrow night happy hour. Tomorrow night, Friday night happy hour. Tomorrow night at 6:00 p.m. happy hour with Al Thomas. Al's happy hour. And I think I'm going to use those two slides along with something else we got going for tomorrow night. So it's going to share with you why ACN is so prevalent to today, especially today, because some of you don't realize that your job is going to be going bye-bye in less than a year, 2 years, 3 years. I mean, we're going to have some fun with it tomorrow night.
Right.
I'm going to feed you into it.
Let's see here. I'll find the other version of it. So, oh shoot, you guys, man, I did not know that I would have an opportunity to show this to you guys here, but let me just give me 30 more seconds.
Go ahead.
Okay,
go ahead. Tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, we've got Mr. Nelson. Mr. Byron Nelson will be with us tomorrow morning at 9:00 a.m. on Friday, and Friday night at 6:00 happy hour. Saturday at 6:00 p.m. on Saturday. I'll be back here with a leadership on Saturday. Oh my God. You guys been clocking your time? This is a question. Have you been clocking your time? You know what I mean? And then Sunday night at 6:00 p.m. Pacific Coast time, Rose Guerrero, the great Mr. Chris King, who are a handful of customers out from Regional Vice President, will be our trainers on a subject on this coming Sunday at 6. So 6:00 tomorrow night, happy hour, 6:00 on Saturday, leadership, 6:00 on Sunday, we'll have a training.
Okay, Mr. Thomas here. So I didn't find the photo that I want, but I can do something that will maybe it will. I want to give everybody a vision on what can happen for them. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So here. Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
So here you go. So you guys, we understand how big of a deal it is one day to go regional director, regional vice president, senior vice president. I don't know or haven't spent any time really with most of you. I know Lance a little bit. I know some of the other people, but obviously Dave and Doug. But a lot of you, we haven't had a chance to like hang out. So I just want to share this with you. Okay, so check this out. I want you to visualize what can happen for you when you go regional vice president. I want you to remember what it's like when we're all together. So I was going to find a picture of it, but since I don't have a picture, I'm just going to show you this quick little clip. And when you get promoted to regional vice president, it's a big deal, man. Like you go up on stage, you're shaking the co-founder's hands. Greg Provenzano tells your story, and I want this for each and every one of you. So this is just proof to you that a guy who was a bartender at night, working in the golf business during the day, that if this can happen for me, it can happen for you. So let me just see if I can do this. I don't know if it's going to come across, but if it does, hopefully it will. And I'm not going to play you. I'm not going to bore you with my whole RVP speech, but I want you to imagine that this is you, right? So this is you. I mean, you guys, this was a, so this is, we're all look a little younger, had a lot more hair. So it's Mike Kupis, Robert Stevanowski, Tony Kupis, and pretty cool. They take this little box and you get your RVP pin, and it's the end of a lot of work, man. Like it's a lot of work, right?
I
And
love
there
how
he
you
is.
pointed to it.
Yep. So
Man, your twin brother is so excited.
anyway, so I just want you guys to visualize and know that we're the same, man. Like okay, so we'll stop it there. So anyway, hang on. So let me just do this and get rid of that. And we got rid of the young adolescent version of me. Oh, you couldn't hear that? You couldn't hear the audio? Ah, okay. It doesn't matter. You got the picture. Oh, there's
Yeah.
Natasha. Oh, hey, Natasha. Okay. How are you? I didn't see you before. Okay, cool. So, all right. Well, you know what? By the way, here's my point. You got the visual. That's really what mattered, is you guys saw, and why can't that be you? Give me one reason that I should buy that can't be you. Give me one valid reason why that can't be you. And by the way, save your breath. You can't. You can't. You can't. It's a decision. And it's a decision that Mr. Thomas made. It's a decision that other leaders on this call have made. And these last few months or whatever that we've had an opportunity to be together, I hope that you guys got something that will help you realize that if you choose to, you are fully capable to be able to do this business and take it as high as you want. So, Mr. Thomas, I know we went way over time today, but I knew it was our last time together here, and I wanted to make sure that we gave a message that I hope that the leaders and your up and coming leaders can take and they can apply and get a result and have a resume on training, a resume of experience that will give them the confidence to do something really great and follow a leader like you that we're all a benefactor of. And I consider myself on that list. I appreciate you and your time and your friendship and your mentorship and everything that you've done for me and the questions and conversations that we've had. And you're a class act, man. So I appreciate it, and hope that this was helpful this summer and everything. So
it's been astounding, a blessing, something we look for every Thursday. There's some people that only get on here on Thursday. I don't know why, just to hear you, but they should be on here every day. But we appreciate you. You know, I've took Dave Carver in as a professor. I nicknamed him the professor, took him under our wings. And we love him, Mr. DeSoto. Thank you so much for the Spanish calls that he does. We thank you, Mr. Dean Tarrolly, for all the blessings you've done for all of us. Not only that, and one of the things that I like about you and a lot of leaders that are open-minded to help everybody's team regardless, and you've always been that way. You've always been a gentleman, a scholar, a dear friend, and I could always call on you. You're always there. And that's what people don't understand is that camaraderie we built to build all of us up, to float all our boats higher together. You know, so we thank you, sir, for the month of August. Can we all show some love? He was here the whole month of August, the whole month, every Thursday. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We thank you so much, sir, and we appreciate you so much. Come on, let's give him some more love. Come on. He's the whole month of August for it, just pouring out into us. How do you not take this information and run with it? My God. Remember, add to your resume, proof of the business. Come on, proof of dream. Come on, dreams, dream business, proof business. My Lord, keeping you and starting you. Lord, I got a lot of good notes, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you and your family. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to be with us every Thursday in the month of August. We will talk with you very soon. Folks, don't forget, tonight at 6 o'clock, Rose Guerrero and Chris King is doing the 1 through 10. If you got guests, come on back. If you have no guests, come on back and watch how to do the presentation. Learn how to do it by reading it. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Talk to you. Bye-bye.